The story of Dina begins with a beard she named Diet. She lives as a homeless person in a house where he has found nothing to keep her money. In order to enter, take the shower, live in hunger, and emerge from it today, he was in a violent situation inside the bathtub until he heard his loyal support coming to him. Then, from the translator, he just got hit. It became a house with a squid that was moving from one place to another. It was on its way to the sea. There was a full-blown fire in the sea, and its movement was dull. The weak energy in the wilderness returned to its original state, and it lived there. Every night, it would walk to the restaurant. He continues to collect the remaining pieces of food from the rest of the kingdom, and then the parrot returns. Before he even gets tired, he reads his favorite book, and he kept seeing how boring his life was. I called him a police officer, and she told me she was going to walk with me. The police said, "Go, Holly, he's going to walk with her." She replied, "Let's go with the police officer. Gotti knows how to move as soon as you get to her place." She started explaining to him that the criminal was about to be released from prison, and I was worried about you. Something that made you stay with us for a few days. He told him that a punishment had been imposed, and as he entered his home, he noticed that the criminal's actions were being suppressed. He referred to him as White Safi. His family emerged from the comics, and his brain only needed revenge. It seemed as if he had gathered some snacks, drunk money from his phone, used cartridges, and bought the snack he was living in. Our age had inspired the newspaper. He knew from the prison that the criminal would be released from. The first thing he knew was that the story of the weapon shop had been set on fire in order to buy a weapon. In fact, he even had an imaginary idea. He thought about stealing a weapon and then running away to plant it. In order to keep his camera running, he moved out, and I wrote a message to his sister, asking for his help at night. He went to the parking lot in front of me. I knew everything. Skrill started spraying dumplings and flipping through them. Eventually, he found the Palisa and a new weapon. The evil was lingering in his cage. How could he have led to the forest? He started trying to crush a cage with an iron cage, until he divided his basket over the cage. I didn't want it to dissolve. He tried to set White Plus on fire in order to move along the way, but ended up in jail. In the morning, he tried to get out and watch as Ba walked with him. Then a stray rooster arrived, hit one of the limousines, and stopped in front of the jail. White Kitsno's family left, and they welcomed him with joy. Dade saw them, and Abandak, who had deprived them of his family, achieved nothing with Farhan and his family. Kislam stayed there until he moved on, and then Ro followed them. They stood at one of the restaurants on her way. He was having lunch and continuing on her way. He entered the restaurant, cut the carts, and stored them all in one place. Then a hand entered his body, washed it in his hand, and a necktie came out, bleeding violently and suffocating it. And in that state, he pushes for a purpose that is unleashed by the sound of a mouse hitting his brain, causing him to die on his own mind. He continues to see in him something that torments him. He moved before the Wade family could see him. Then he came out onto Bradazan with a mouse, so he wouldn't follow him. Instead, he would hit his hand with the mouse and then destroy it. I wish that the ambitious patient would be lost, since the contact couldn't find any analysis inside the body, or for those who could return to him. I slowed down the limousine of the contact and moved it around. Then I slowed down my gaze. The spotter from Stig was on the back. I struck the distance until it hit a shovel that was pounding on it.